Hi, welcome to the latest video in the series about Irish place names and Irish administrative divisions. This one is about baronies. Baronies are, I think, pretty peculiar. There's quite a few candidates for most peculiar Irish administrative division, but baronies is up there with the best of them. Um, the simplest way for me to do this is to go to the site and look at the maps of the baronies and demonstrate the maps and then talk over them. So let's go straight there now. Here we are at the site, and here we are going into the place name section. And down at the bottom, brand spanking new, is barony maps. Click on that. Now, the first thing to be said is that baronies are almost entirely contained within county divisions. So they're subdivisions of counties. There are a few cases where you get a little bit of overlap, but there's always exceptions in Irish genealogy. So that's the first thing, though. They're subdivisions of counties. Let's pick Tipperary and go in there. And these are the baronies of Tipperary. Tipperary is a pretty big county, as you can see. And there are how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 baronies in there. So 12 baronies in a county, you can see if you're going in terms of size, it would be county, probably poor law union, which ignores the counties, then parish, civil parish, and then townland. So you've the biggest, the next below the county is the barony. Okay. So what are these things and what are they used for? They are an outgrowth of medieval ways of measuring land divisions. They're more or less that they came into regular use more or less in the 15th and 16th rather and 17th centuries for land taxes, for land transfers, and particularly for the transfer of land from the old Gaelic aristocracy to the new incomers, the English and Scottish carpetbaggers and planters. Um, they derive, in some cases, not all, but in many cases, they derive from the old Gaelic um, kingdoms, the old Gaelic tribal kingdoms, tribal areas. And some of those could be quite big. So, for the purposes of administration, they were subdivided. So, for example, here looking at Tipperary, you have Upper Ormond and Lower Ormond. So, Ormond was one territory and it was divided into Upper and Lower. You have Iffa and Offa, one of my favorite place names in the whole of the island. Stop iffing and offing. Iffa and Offa, east and west. Again, it was one big territory between two mountain ranges, as you can see there on the map, and it was too big for administrative purposes, so there are now two parts. And you'll find that again and again in lots and lots of baronies. And this one is also quite typical, Clan William. So this is a territory that was probably by the look of it, um, a Norman territory, and became the Clan of William, the area of the Clan of William. So Clan William, very obviously a local tribal district. The question then is, what are they used for apart from these 16th and 17th century land surveys, tax surveys? And the answer is not a lot. Okay. When it comes to the 19th century, which is when most of our research has to be done because there isn't much before the 19th century, when it comes to the 19th century, they're almost entirely unused. The only really significant ones are the early years of Griffith's valuation before he took on the poor law um, assessments as well as the local county tax assessments. That's a different question. But before he took on the poor law assessments, he used baronies as the sort of superstructure. The basic unit was still really civil parish and townland, but they were organized by barony. But it's really not necessary to know what the barony is in order to be able to find the townland or the parish. Um, The other one is the Tyler Plotman books. A lot of those are organized on the basis of barony, but again, it's once you know the parish, it's not necessary to know the barony. The only record source in the 19th century where baronies are seriously useful are in the lands indexes of the Registry of Deeds. The Registry of Deeds, again, you can go off. I've done a talk on it and find it's there on the site in the browse section. There's a description of it. Um, if you're trying to approach it, if you're looking for information on a particular area, until 1828, things are all jammed into very big, loose, baggy alphabetical collections. So all the place names starting with A are jammed into A and not sorted. And if you have a place name beginning with B, God help you. You'll have, tens of thousands of things to wade through before you might or might not find something. After 1828, they're subdivided by barony. So if you know the barony you're looking for, you can zero in on that and you can check quite easily from 1828 on for any of the transactions that there are for that place name. Okay. One of the things that's slightly different about this map, apart from the fact that my son Owen did it rather than me, and he picked colours that I'm still arguing with him about, is that you can zoom right in and things start to appear. So there, you can see at this level, you see the red boundaries still give you the barony, but these beneath them are all the civil parishes. So you can see at a glance pretty much the relationship between civil parishes and baronies. And then if you go in further, you can get as far as the townlands. So this is a much more of a zoom, zoom, zoom map than many of the other ones. And once you get to the townland level, for example, you can pick Lee, reload for Lee records, and you're taken to this, which gives you all of the four major 19th century sources, excluding only the church records, and in a way that's quite familiar, I think. Okay. One thing that you should be aware of, one thing that can give rise to confusion, is the name. These divisions were originally known by various names, cantreds, which were the equivalent of or a Norman French equivalent of the hundreds that we used in England, these large divisions. Um, the word barony really only came into common usage from about the 16th century on. Um, I'm not sure why they picked barony, but the result it has been some confusion. There are no barons. Okay, there is no Baron of Middlethird. There is no Baron of Clonwilliam, even though it's Clonwilliam Barony and Middlethird Barony. That this has been a source of profit for sellers of bogus titles. So beware. Irish baronies are purely territorial. They do not come with a title. All right, so I hope I've managed to save you a few money, a few bob, and uh, enlighten you a little bit about the baronies. So thank you for watching and happy hunting.